All right, hello again. I don't mean to wear out my welcome, but I'm doing a lot of work today, and I want to record it for you folks so you can learn some things from my experience. So this right here is my original first compost pile, and as you can see at the bottom here, the bottom layers, there's lots of wood, and there's layers of wood, dirt, wood chips, leaves that have turned into dirt, and it keeps going up and up and up. It's layered. And then I have pieces of pallet that I tore apart on the bottom. I probably shouldn't have put down there, but it's all right. In the middle, it goes all the way to the ground. And then on the top layer up here, I got this year's leftover crops, and then which the worms have already started feeding on. Then I gave them some leaves for some more insulation and food. And then on top of that, I piled some of the sticks that have fallen from the trees this past year, which I have all over my yard, to help hold the leaves down. And then after this recedes a little bit and starts decomposing, I will add another 6 inches of topsoil on top, which I am taking from this hillside right here because I'm going to build a retaining wall around my deck and close off underneath the deck so you can't see it. And then I'm going to put a privacy fence up. And I did that so it'll be level with the rest of the ground, because my house is built into the side of a hill, so I want the fence to be neat. All right, so lessons I want you to learn from this is that, okay, before I add the topsoil, I'm going to add some more earthworms, not red worms, not red wigglers. I'm going to add actual earthworms. Earthworms are what's native to this part of the country, and they will burrow down 8 feet underground and winter there, and they'll come up when it's warm enough, and they'll feed on these leaves and crops that are the debris here in this pile. They'll do it all over the yard, but they're going to be really concentrated right here in some of my other bins, because that's what they do. Incidentally, don't shoot your crossbow with this as a backing, because I got logs in here and I missed my target there. Stuck into a log, and I'll never get that thing out. I was practicing shooting from a stand, and my crossbow wasn't quite sighted in, and I was a little close, and I missed it, and I hit the log, and I can't get that arrow out. It's just a little side note there, sorry. But yeah, put some earthworms in this, and they'll burrow all the way down into the ground when it gets really cold. They'll be fine, but it'll help decompose this a lot faster and make it more nutrient rich. And they'll populate the entire yard, and they help feed my chickens, and I got free bait when I go fishing. I just got to pull back one of the compost bins, and I get all the worms I need. The leaf project is still going great. I'm going to tear out those vines there that I don't particularly care for and put them in the compost pile. I don't stress too much about weeds, by the way, because they just add compost. My ground is fertile enough that I don't really have to worry about that sort of thing. Another use for these tarps is in the spring when you're seeding. If you get a tarp that's got a black on one side, you put the black face up and you cover the freshly tilled ground and put your seeds down in early spring, and it'll help to sprout the seeds faster with the warm, moist soil, and then you can pull it back once they're sprouted and let them harden up, and then fill in your mulch around them as they grow and thin them out. That helps you give it a good start. Hey, Blue. I don't know if y'all remember, but Blue had a battle wound on the back of his ear there, and it's fully healed up. So we did a good job on that, glory to God. He's as healthy as can be right now. Did you know that there's mountain lions in central Illinois? I did not know if folks realize that, but we still have mountain lions and wolves and coyotes, and we had a mountain lion come into our yard several years ago, chased Blue up a tree. He was so scared he crapped all over himself, which is a defense mechanism they do. But my wife saw one yesterday morning on her way to work at dawn. It's just down the street by the railroad tracks. They follow the hedgerows and and the railroad tracks that have been abandoned that have all the overgrown trees, they snake all over Illinois and the river bottoms and whatnot. So they've got plenty of places to hide and hunt deer. So yeah, we're in the middle of farm country and we got mountain lions. And my youngest daughter, my stepdaughter, saw a wolf the other night on her way home. Of course, this is breeding season for the deer, so they're out too. That's probably why we're seeing them. So we still have plenty of wildlife in the world. Let me explain this berm that I'm doing here. So I'm doing an earth build on the berm. I'm using barbed wire as my medium to hold it together. And I'm just using the spare dirt from that hillside. And then in the middle here, I'm putting the compost, wood chips. And the wood chips, when I add urine or chicken compost to it, will decompose and generate heat. And the earth will insulate the water for the winter in the bottom half. The top half will freeze because it'll get down to 0 this winter or below. So these fish have survived several winters already when they were in the ground and in a different part of the yard. I pulled them out of the ground so I can have easier access to the fish pond if I need to. There's a drain on the bottom. And I got these plants out of a pond nearby, and they took over. They oxygenate the water for the fish, so I really don't have to do much. Every now and then I'll sweep out the leaves in there, but I don't have to oxygenate the water. The plants do all that for me. There's snails in there to help keep it sort of clean, and the water's crystal clear. I don't know if you can tell because it's so dark, but yeah, this works well. I'm going to make this a planter and put nice plants around it, and that'll grow in partial sun because they're under the trees here. And it'll be a nice little spot in the back corner of the yard by the chicken coop. What else can I tell you about? I know I'm rambling kind of fast here, but I don't want to make my videos too long. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Today, I'm just cleaning up. I'm going to get another load of compost. Incidentally, if you don't have chickens, what you can do to help speed up your composting, especially if you're using wood chips like I am, is add urine. If you don't have chicken poop for the nitrogen, you can save up your urine, which my wife hates, but it's entertaining. I do it in a clean bottle, like a used gallon water bottle, and I'll save it up until it's full, and then I'll just dump it in this pile. This pile was up to the top about a month ago, and so you can see it's decomposing very quickly. And then every so often I'll unhook the wire and take it off, and I'll redo the wire next to it in a hoop circle, and then I'll just take all that and refill the new, that way I turn it over and there's new stuff on top and in the middle, and there'll be a bunch of dirt in the middle that's composted down from the urine, and that helps to nitrogenate it, so that you got good compost. Same with the leaves. I'll be doing that a little bit with the chicken poop in this here. It'll help keep that bin warm during the winter time, because it'll have a bunch of bacteria producing heat as it's breaking it down, and that'll give the worms a safe place to live and feed when it's not too cold. And I've got plenty of topsoil here to move. That won't be a problem. Eventually I'm going to hopefully make a root cellar under here, and that'll be a nice cool place to store my pumpkins and stuff for the winter, squash and beets and roots, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Alright, sunchokes you can leave in the ground year round, by the way. You don't have to take them out of the ground. Just whenever you want some, you dig them up. Be careful with the sunchokes. They're full of inulin, which will blow you up like a balloon if you aren't careful. They're better to ferment before you eat them. Break some of that down. Inulin's good for you, but too much will blow you up. Alright, I think I've rambled enough. That was kind of fast because I've been drinking coffee this morning. I'm not much of a coffee drinker. There's a lime spreader. I used to work with those. So did my brother. They spread lime over the cornfields. Well, there's another one. Pretty cool. Not everybody gets to see those. All right. Say your prayers, folks. God bless. Over and out.